Why are boutique amps so darn expensive?
Why?
We'll answer this question, sort of,
Coming up.
right here.
Stay with us.
Hey, it's me, Baxter.
I'm James.
We're back here at Casino Guitars. Click like, subscribe,
Do it quick. Smash it.
and hit that bell,
Hit that bell.
if you don't mind. And we're going to talk about, right? So I'm a big boutique amp guy. I love them. It's a problem. I didn't used to care about them at all. Then I played them, and it ruined me.
And I'm poor.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I love boutique amps as well.
no.
And one day I'll have one.
I call you one of the poors.
One of the technically I'm middle class now.
God, you own a house.
Technically I'm middle class.
Oh, it makes me so sad.
See ya.
Okay, so anyway, back to you not being the poor.
Yeah.
No, boutique amplifiers are this wonderful, weird world. They do cost a lot of money, though.
Cost a ton of money.
And I've actually asked the presidents, the makers of these companies, like, why do your amps cost so blame much?
What'd they say to you?
They broke it down.
Good.
There's certainly, and there's also multiple other reasons why.
Sure.
But let's just jump into it.
Well, can we answer the question first? Are they worth it?
Let's get to that later.
Okay.
Let's get to, I think we're
Just abandoning yes and.
well, yeah,
yes, no.
I think we'll ask if they're worth it, and if you need one. We'll get to that in a minute.
Right on.
But no, so they're expensive. They're built by small teams.
Yes.
So you have a small group of people, usually Americans. There's a few British ones as well, but like most ones we're talking about are American built. And it's a small group. And the smaller group, the more expensive it usually is too, because it's like 1 to 6 guys building your amp. It's usually guys. And
It's a lot of guys.
the other part of this is, and this is what I talked to some of the guys that own these companies, like, why? What's the deal with your stuff you make them with? It's all the same. He's like, no, for most of these, it's specially made components just for these amplifiers.
Interesting.
Two Rocks in particular. Like there is something, there's some weird magic formula. Because like if I was trying to break it down, like I could order all these parts from Mojo Tone.
Yes.
And put an amp together. Why isn't it the same as this one that I bought from
Right.
Two Rock for $6,000?
Interesting. So yeah, do they have an answer for that?
Well, yeah, it's the parts that they get are all specially tooled for them. It's their process. It's the hand, it's all hand wired. It's all handcrafted. And then, it's the time it takes to build it.
Yeah. No, right. I mean, it's a lot of man hours.
And then let's jump into the realities of it. Demand equals higher prices. So if they can charge it, they will.
They will.
That's just business.
Learn that in high school.
They sort of learn like the market where it's at. But I do know from Two Rock in particular, because I'm a Two Rock nut.
Yeah.
Like Eli and all those guys, they test every amp personally going out, and it's just, there's a magic to them too when you play them.
Yeah. I mean, and the end user experience is phenomenal, right? You plug it in, it sounds good.
Like we're talking about Magnetones, Two Rocks, Bensons, Cars. You can jump into Tone King, Soldanos, all these things. They all do that. Friedmans. We're not huge Friedman junkies.
Yeah, I don't like Friedman.
Yeah, James doesn't like them at all. It's just, but we're not like Marshall heads either necessarily.
Yeah.
And they sort of live in that universe. And some of the names of the amps are just not going to work with.
Yeah, it's okay that I don't like Friedman.
Okay.
I mean, you can like Friedman. It's fine.
You cannot like an amp. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just not for me. I mean, I do think you're stupid if you do like.
I don't
them,
like
but that's
brunettes.
just.
So it's just the thing.
Hey, we all have personal taste. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, the Magnetones are also, it's a hand-wired operation. They build at a higher scale. Their costs are a little bit lower.
Right.
It's Car has sort of figured out this sort of happy medium. Like they have a lower cost than a Two Rock.
Yes.
But it's not as powerful or as complex of an amplifier either.
Right, which I think is interesting, right? Because you have like so much of the form of the amp informs, how it's going to be made, like, the vision of the creator, right? Like somebody like Car, like you're saying, that's an entirely different amp than a Two Rock.
Right.
Even though they share a similar DNA, right?
They're all coming from Fender.
Right.
Or like you can say
A lot of
Marshall,
them.
which comes from Fender. I'd say almost.
Right. Yeah. Once again,
And then we get some of the Vox clones out there too, and then you got like guys like Top Hat, and you got the Third Power, and some of the other, but they're all trying to do their own little different things. But what's that other one?
talk about Smart Bell.
Morgan's
very interesting. Yeah.
Smart Bell's up front right now. Smart Bell's that's just such a small company.
Right. I found that interesting though, like kind of when you describe how he does his manufacturing, or like smaller lines.
Small lines, does a few, then that's it. It's kind of neat. So if you can get a Smart Bell, like get one. They're hard to find, and like I have a P38.
Yeah, both of the ones I've played have been very, very good.
They're like loud,
satisfying to play.
powerful dumbles.
Mm-hmm.
They're
which
monsters.
is awesome.
Now, and I love them. Now, I also love classic Fenders,
Yeah, me too.
and I like classic Marshalls in boxes.
Right. So like, I mean, if you've watched the channel before and you've seen me on here, you know, I play a Princeton.
You still play that?
I still play the exact same Princeton. You know, I'm an old head in that regard. I love my amp. It's great.
Well, and
It's going to do the trick.
And I've gone down this rabbit hole. A lot of you have probably gone down where I like to get lots of amps.
Having lots of amps is
I
fun.
don't know if I've told you. I'm on the list for Benson. If I told you.
Really? No, I didn't know that.
So one
Incredible.
of my friends out there, I'm not going to say his name because he's top secret job. He doesn't work in the dolphin training industry like Z, or in the Rockport shoe inserts like David Worth does.
Rockport shoes.
He makes the inserts for Rockport shoes up in the mountains of North Carolina. His are made out of concrete though.
That's a bad material for shoes. Take it from me. I used to work in concrete.
You did.
I know how it is. It's hard.
Oh, what was I saying? I got distracted.
Well, it's hard later. At first, it's soft.
That is how it works.
Typically with concrete.
No, I've got a Benson on order.
Very cool.
No, it's
what kind?
It's a Monarch Reverb.
Very
with
nice.
special custom wrap. And me and my little friend here were getting matchies, little twinsies.
Gay.
It's a little bit sweet, but I'm pretty excited about it. I'm glad you
I
said
can
that.
say that. Look at my fucking Twitter bio.
Watch the cursing, James.
Sorry.
It's a family
that all
show.
needs to get beeped out.
Yeah, well, Derek doesn't like to actually have to watch these.
Come on, Derek.
Oh Lord, killing me. He can handle
You
it.
bring a ringer in. You got to let me have my process.
I tried to coach him before. I was like, we don't curse. We say nice, kind things. Anyway,
I am kind. No.
You are kind. You're actually very kind. Let's jump into this.
Yeah.
Are they worth it?
Yeah. What do you think? I'm curious.
I think 100% yes.
I think so too.
Now, do you need to get one? No.
That's the other thing.
No, you don't
Yeah.
have to. You should.
None of these things are a requirement.
No, you can be fine with a classic Princeton reverb from Fender. I think we're talking like at this point, you're getting the tube amp stuff.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
everyone knows I like Spark amps. I think they're so much fun.
They're
but
great.
They don't hold a candle to a proper tube amp.
Well, you can't do the same stuff with that. And I'm sorry. Like I know people are like, yeah, of course you can. You can, like whatever. No. I'm sorry. I think modeling amps and all that kind of stuff is very cool, but they're not going to do what my Princeton does. And that's not a value judgment. That's just, it is what it is. Right?
I was just laughing back to Twitter. It's like, I've never been on Twitter.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just have my mom is on Twitter.
That's Ruffles is on Twitter. Oh, I'm about to follow
Can you find her?
Yeah,
Find her later.
absolutely.
Like my mom has an Instagram too. I think it's like Ruffles something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
her Instagram.
I put it out there.
rips.
It's
she needs to post more. Tell her to up her game posting. No. Truly, like, yeah, you don't need them, but they are awesome.
No, but once you step in, it's kind of like the Fender Custom Shop or the PRS cores and stuff. Or if you get a Gibson Custom Shop, you're kind of ruined.
Yes.
Like it does like the pitch shifting tremolo in a magnetone is sort of
very, very cool.
obtainable other than through a magnetone. The pedals don't do it.
Yeah, unless you want to get one of the earlier Music Mans, which I'd rather have a magnetone. I think
The magnetone just does it. It's just
heavy.
it's something that's just better to me.
better amp.
The Two Rocks do something I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know why they're so good. I'm in a room filled with great boutique amps, and I always go back to the Two Rock. Always.
Well, and one of the things that it's so hard to get across over videos and demos is how the amp feels. I talk about this all the time. I've talked about this in videos before. I talk about it on the phone with customers constantly. There is no way to replicate that in a video form. And so much of what makes, in my opinion, boutique amps worth that extra bit is how it is the touch responsiveness, how
I
it
thought you were going
feels.
to say bragging rights.
Well, there's also a bit of that.
I mean, it does look really cool in your jam.
When I play at the local bar, I want to set my Bud Heavy on top of my Two Rock so everybody knows
I am going to put
that I've got money like
gig.
that.
No, and you'll know if you go back years back. James did a video, and one of our favorite amp hacks is the Fender Rumble 25.
Yeah,
Great sounding guitar amp too.
check it out.
It's like it's $130 now. I think it was
$130
back then. But it's a great amp. I don't care where you get it from. That's like the hack. That's the opposite of boutique.
It's the opposite, exact opposite.
But it still works.
It still works. Now, if you were to put that up against a Two Rock or a Magnetone, that amp is going to take the Rumble and put it in a bag full of doo-doo and throw it in the trash can.
No.
We know that, and that's okay. That's not what the Rumble is for.
No, it's a good, quick, light little life hack. It's like when your plane's falling apart, you got to put some duct tape on the wing. It's like when your movie franchise is falling apart, you got to Just
You hire The Rock apparently,
or like the
Jeremy Renner.
the Divergent series.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that is just like a straight nosedive to trash.
You told me about that. That's why I haven't watched it.
It's so bad. It's almost worth watching.
You say that every time, and I'm not going to waste my time with it.
It is like 6 hours.
I'm straight up good on
and then
that.
they just don't finish it.
I'm going to watch The Lord of the Rings again before I do that.
My wife has never sat through all those.
That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you for
That's
yourself.
crazy.
You almost did it.
I did a fricative. I just had the fricative there.
I saw it. I've had a few cuss outs too, like on this, and I've apologized. It was just a special day. I think I was just wild and zany. Didn't have my coffee yet.
He's got to have his coffee, everybody. If he doesn't have his coffee,
if you know me, you'll know the truth of that the whole statement I said.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah, I would say though they're definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
It's really frustrating that they are worth it because they're expensive.
And I think there is, beyond them just being like really cool and very good, I think there is actually a practical reason why you would want to invest in having like multiple boutique amplifiers.
What is it?
For me specifically, I think once you get into that realm, like you're talking about, like you're in that like custom shop realm of like really nice stuff, the level of specificity that you can get to in regards to tone is pretty incredible with boutique amps.
That is true.
Right? Like you can find exceedingly specific tones that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do with like a bone stock regular amp. And that's not necessarily the point without at least modifying it a ton.
Tone sculpting just within even the 2-Rock, when I change the treble, it changes everything.
Yeah.
It's this very sort of it's not just like, oh, treble's higher, treble's lower. I can feel the amp changing.
That's an extremely good point, right?
The Fender is very different.
It feels like the controls matter. It doesn't feel like there's any spot on those controls that makes the amp bad.
When the journey I've had with the tonal discovery has been really fun. Mm-hmm. I can keep, I'm sort of a fire and forget kind of guy. I don't like pedal boards. I don't like lots of doohickeys. But this,
likewise, very similar in that regard.
I can sort of like dial like an airplane a bit. It feels like, or an old handheld radio thing. And I'm like, ooh, this is a new thing. I've never tried. Like, so I ride the gain pretty high on them. Even the clean channel, it's not breaking up. It just sort of pushes it more, and it's fun for me.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Have fun,
and honestly, like I hate to say this because I never buy it in this in mind. Some of the boutique amps are actually good investments. You can actually sell them and you can get your money back out of them.
And that is advice that neither of us give lightly. I don't.
No, because a lot of stuff like is not. Don't look at buying guitars as investments.
This is not what we're doing.
Buy it for joy. Buy it for pleasure. Buy it to play them. Certain boutique stuff, you buy 2-Rock, you don't like it a few months later, sell it. You're gonna get exactly.
You're gonna get exactly what you paid for it.
Because the wait list is a year and a half for the same amp.
Yeah, and you'll like it. You'll like it.
If you don't like it, you're crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy.
It might just be too loud for you.
It might be too loud. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know how to use it.
Yeah, it's like a stick shift. I know
there is an element of truth to that, right?
A lot of people, that's a whole other topic. A lot of people buy these crazy. Like 2-Rock is something you have to learn how to use.
Absolutely,
live with for about a month.
Absolutely. No, I mean it's like sports cars.
Yes.
Right. Like it's not like driving a Kia Rio.
I would drive a Kia Rio.
Me, and I love my Kia Rio. It's a great car. The store is.
Let me back up. I get you. We got your point. But I got in my car. I have a 2006 car. I got into it the other day, and I sort of went because it smelled like hippie. I looked behind me and there was like a bed in it. And I was like, I got in the wrong car. I thought, but my wife had borrowed the car and she was camping in it with Kimberly. They slept in the car when the rain washed their tent down at Merlefest.
And I had wives in the car.
But I honestly thought I gotten in the wrong stinky hippie's car. It smelled like patchouli and like Birkenstock.
Everybody knows your wife's a stinky hippie.
No, it was Kimberly. I think
probably
Kimberly's the stinky hippie. But Kimberly still love her.
Chill.
No, it was just like I was just blankets and things.
That's so funny.
I still like that too. I was like, can someone clean my car out? Not
Get
me.
the home out of here.
I hope that helps. I hope
Me
this
too.
helps with the journey. That was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed talking about boutique
buy a boutique amp. Find the one you like. Go play them.
If you're in the world, we can get one. Just get one. You're gonna love it. I'm getting a Benson sight, sound, unheard, unseen.
It's worth it.
I'm excited to get it. It keeps me excited in this whole game too. I do the same. I have the same issue.
Does it reignite your love for guitar?
Yeah,
because that's an incredible thing.
Yeah,
it does. Do that,
and I'm
even if it costs you $8,000 to do it.
This was only costing a lot less than that. Thank God.
Yeah. Good.
It's costing enough to send your kid to summer camp.
Let's go.
That's it. I'm going. Thanks again. Click like, subscribe, and the bell.
Good to see you.
Peace be with you.
Stay safe.